Three, two, one. Three, two, one.
Namaste and good morning. We welcome you all to this special day to witness the awarding ceremony for the Shastra Pratibhas and the excellence winners of the Shastra Pratibha contest for the year 2020, organized by Science India Forum UAE in association with the Vigyan Bharati of India, ISRO, and supported by the Embassy of India. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the time to salute the nations. We now present before you the National Anthem of UAE, followed by the National Anthem of India. All are requested to kindly raise.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all. Please be seated. Science knows no country because knowledge belongs to the humanity and is the torch which illuminates the world. Louis Pasteur. Science India Forum UAE is a voluntary organization formed to generate enthusiasm in children in pure science and carve future scientists for our country at a time when our scientific field is lacking enough newcomers and is under threat. This initiative is supported by a group of professionals in the field of science and technology, education, certain science-loving members of the business community and philanthropists in the UAE. I would request all the Shastra Pratibhas and the Excellence Award winners to please rename yourself with the grade they won the award last year, and it would be easier for us to spotlight you when we are announcing your names. I would like to call upon Dr. Subhash Nair, Science India Forum UAE General Secretary, to welcome our esteemed guests.
Thank you, Smita ji. Am I audible? Yes. So respected dignitaries, principals, teachers, and my dear friends, wish you good morning, wish you a very warm-hearted welcome to today's SPC Award Gala. As you all know that we are here to felicitate the selected few students out of the many who appeared for the Shastra Pratibha examination. We will definitely talk about Shastra Pratibha examination and how it was conducted and all the brief later. But I would like to take this opportunity to briefly talk about Science India Forum, which Smita ji has just summarized. I believe that many of you know that Science India Forum UAE is very active in this region for the past many years. Science India Forum is part of Vigyan Bharati, the parent organization based out of India. And we as SIF UAE is dedicated in the service of science and nation. We have been active with the schools, Indian curriculum schools, for the past many years for majority of the time to dedicate on the science and service for the nation. Now, all the SIF members you meet and interact are volunteers. They are volunteers who are working for the cause of promoting pure science and bringing this generation closer to the scientific fraternity back in India. We believe that the future of our country, I pardon, not our country, but the world, lies in the advancement of science and technology. So we would like to encourage the new generation to take up pure science, research in pure science, and advance technology for the service of nation as well as for the world. Hence, we conduct a lot of programs related to this, right from the Shastra Pratibha examination to National Science Congress. We bring in a lot of scientists from India and make them interact with the students here to know what's happening back in India, what are the advancements back in India, what are the research organization, institutes back in India, so that when you decide to take up a career back, when you are ready to take up a career or you want to take up an education back in India, you know where to go and what to study. So not to be a doctor or engineer, but beyond that, there exists a lot of subjects, a lot of technologies in science that we can still explore and advance. So that's one of the major idea that we strive to do with all the programs. Having said that, with this word, I promise that we'll continue to engage with the schools, teachers, students, and now even universities, engineers, and we even go down to the labor camps to kind of educate them about nutrition, about food, and so on. So we promise that we will continue to engage with schools, teachers, and students for this cause. And I believe that, as always, your support will always be there for our organization. So once again, thank you for joining us and have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you, Subhashji. I cordially invite our Science India Forum UAE President, Dr. Satish Krishnan, Senior Consultant Neurosurgeon and the Head of the Department at the Al Qasimi Hospital, Sharjah, UAE, for the Presidential Address.
Namaste. A very warm welcome and good morning to you all on this Friday morning. Honorable Ambassador, who is to join us through a video message, Sri Jayanta Sahasrabuddhe-ji, our mentor, Sri Abgaji, members of the Science India Forum family, and our keynote speaker, Dr. Lakshman Singh Rathore-ji. A very warm welcome to you all. I welcome you all to this August ceremony that we are holding. And like Subhash-ji and Smita-ji said, we are a group of science-loving people who are volunteered to encourage people, the younger generation, to take up your science so that our motherland, Bharat, prospers, and in doing so, the world prospers, because that is the philosophy of India. We try to bring to you the glory that Indian civilization of 5,000 years had in the scientific realm, and the contributions of our ancestors. Also, we try to bring to you the recent past, where we had many scientific innovations and discoveries from India, which guide us to trying to get better in the field of science. I congratulate all the Shastra Pratibhas who have come through this grueling exam. I also congratulate all the students who participated in this. Maybe this was not your year in getting it, but definitely pursue your dreams of doing science and becoming better scientific ambassadors of the nation and of the world at large. I also take this occasion to welcome all the dignitaries, all the principals, and all the well-wishers of science from across all the GCC countries. Once again, a big welcome and a big thank you for joining us. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Doctor. His Excellency Pawan Kapoor, Ambassador of India to the UAE, could not attend the session due to his official exigencies. Now, we will be playing his message.
Namaskar. Dr. Satish Krishnan, Honorary President, and other members and representatives of the Science India Forum, Dr. Lakshman Singh Rathore, dear teachers, students, and friends. I am very pleased to know that the Science India Forum is undertaking activities to generate interest in science among Indian students in the UAE. And as part of these efforts, it also organizes the Shastra Pratibha contest every year, in which thousands of Indian students take part. Such activities, including this contest, create curiosity and generate interest in developing a scientific bent of mind. I want to wish the winners of the Shastra Pratibha contest this year many, many congratulations and wish them all the best for a bright future. As you're all aware, these are difficult times, and I would request all of you to continue to follow health protocols, maintain appropriate distance, and also avail of any available vaccine. I would also suggest that you advise your near and dear ones in India to also follow the same so that we can all work together and help the government overcome and win this fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you very much and stay safe.
Thank you, sir. I kindly invite Shri Jayant Sahasrabuddeji, the National Organizing Secretary of Vigyan Bharati, India, for his address.
Namaste. Dr. Satish Krishnan, President of SIF UAE, Dr. Lakshman Singh Rathod, who is the National Vice President of Vigyan Bharati, as well as he is a keynote speaker of this award function. My other colleagues of SIF, others, parents, teachers who have joined this August gathering, and especially all the students who will be felicitated in this award function today, I extend my pranams to all of you. This is one of the great gathering, and where we are going to felicitate our young minds who have done excellent in this Shastra Pratibha contest. So we congratulate all of them and we wish them great success in their life in the future. We all know that there is a purpose behind conducting this Shastra Pratibha contest. We all know that we are working with some intention in our mind. The intention is how we can utilize science and technology for the service of our nation and entire humanity. First of all comes our nation, because we know that our legacy in the field of science, India could develop great science and technology in ancient times, and India has not kept it for its selfish motives, but India has generously donated that knowledge to the entire humanity. Once Einstein said, "We owe a lot to Indians because they have taught us how to count, without which this great development of science would not have been possible." So with this quotation of Einstein, we can understand that Einstein has very candidly admitted that his ancestors were not having knowledge of counting. Means they could not count something beyond 1000 because zero was absent in their knowledge system. India, who has gifted zero to the entire world, and because of that zero, all the knowledge streams could flourish and they could give a great benefit to the entire humanity. So people all over the world, they say that India is a great cradle of entire civilization of this entire world. So we must understand what we have inherited even in the field of science and technology. We need to learn that we need to imbibe those lessons in the past, and we should project those lessons for the betterment of present as well as future. And this Shastra Pratibha contest is giving you an opportunity to learn all these things about our own country. And by learning those things, you will certainly feel great pride about your own self being Indians and our legacy to give everything generously to the entire humanity. So all these young minds, I request them to imbibe all these great things and great traits which we have being Indians. And these things will give you a great future, even as an individual as well as a great individual who is belonging to the humanity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jainji. We are honored today by the presence of Dr. Lakshman Singh Rathore, the former Director General of India Meteorological Department, New Delhi, and the permanent representative of India with the World Meteorological Organization, United Nations. He obtained his secondary and senior secondary education from the Chopasani School, Jodhpur, and a bachelor's degree from the Bhopal Nobles College, Udaipur. Dr. Rathore completed his master's and doctoral degrees in agriculture from the Rajasthan College of Agriculture, Udaipur. He served National Center for the Medium Range Weather Forecasting, Department of Science and Technology, and the Indian Meteorological Department before becoming the Director General of the Meteorology on the 1st February 2012. He made significant contribution in improving the skill of weather forecasting, particularly the extreme weather events like cyclones, heavy rainfall, extreme temperatures, etc., leading to enhancing the use and the impact of meteorological information in various sectors of economic activities and also saving lives and properties. He played leading role in the development of agro-meteorological advisory service in India, which is considered a unique service having huge economic impact. He participated in the 3rd scientific expedition to Antarctica and visited about 24 countries to discharge his official functions. He has published more than 100 research papers, wrote 11 books and 41 book chapters. He led many research programs on meteorology and agro-meteorology, and he was also elected the president of the Indian Meteorological Society and the Association of the Agro-Meteorologists and the fellow of IMS. He has been confirmed with many awards. Few of them are the Vigyan Ratna 2016, the DD Kisan Samman by the Doordarshan Kisan Channel, the Maharana Mewar Award 2016, the Marwar Ratna Rao Siha Award 2014, and also the Raj Basha Shri Puraskar. He served on many national committees, governing boards, councils of various institutions and professional societies, and he guided 5 students for the award of the PhD degree from renowned universities of India, including the IIT Delhi and the BHU Varanasi. May I now call upon our chief guest for today, Dr. Lakshman Singh Rathore, for giving us the keynote address.
धन्यवाद स्मिता जी। और सबसे पहले मैं प्रणाम करना चाहूँगा अध्यक्ष जी डॉक्टर सतीश कृष्णा को, जो आज की कठिन परिस्थितियों में मानवता की इतनी बड़ी सेवा कर रहे हैं। और and through him I want to convey my gratitude to all the doctors who are rendering excellent service to save the humanity. His Excellency Ambassador of India with UAE, Shri Pawan Kumar ji, Jayant ji, Subhash ji, Tulsi ji, Narendra ji, Sudhir ji, other SIF colleagues, dear students, awardees, their parents, ladies and gentlemen. The topic assigned to me today is how can weather forecasting help in various endeavors. I need permission to upload my presentation. Abgaji, can you help me?
Oh, yes, you can.
Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So I would give some glimpses in very plain language as to how weather and climate informations are vital to us for variety of activities we are doing, and how that is being done, and what is the current level of status, and how can we do things in a better way. And for about next 30 minutes, I will touch upon how we observe weather, and how we predict weather, how we develop services using meteorological information for various sectors of economy, and what are new challenges. When we look at the different components of meteorological service, it starts with observing weather. And we all know that we are all observers. We feel weather and climate, but in order to have a scientific feel of weather and climate in quantitative terms, we have certain procedures. I will just touch upon them. The second component is how we produce weather and climate forecasts and warnings to protect lives and properties. And this has four components. When we embark upon predicting weather, after observations, we analyze the meteorological observations to define the current state of atmosphere. And that current state of atmosphere is then extrapolated in time and space using certain laws of physics and hydrodynamics. How do we do that? In a very simple language, I'll try to explain. And having done that, we determine as to what the weather scenario is likely to be in different times and over different spatial domains. The next component is to communicate. Believe me, communicating weather and climate information and extreme weather information is equally challenging. We have issues of language, we have issues, technology issues, but fortunately with ICT, things are now streamlining and assisting us to have a very better outreach and information dissemination mechanisms. And the last step is how to apply meteorological information in various sectors of economy, including saving lives and property, that is disaster risk reduction, agriculture, health, tourism, aviation, so on and so forth. Because this also is very important, howsoever good information is, if we are not making use of that information, the information has no value. And therefore, we really need to develop linkages between the meteorological information and determining the sensitivity of different operations. We try to link these meteorological informations for a variety of applications. And equally important is to provide data and products, and that include the climatological products and the meteorological data for determining various activities. We have seen that in the recent past, particularly last couple of decades, there is incremental use of weather and climate information in various sectors. And this has primarily come because there is a significant improvement in the quality of information. And when I say quality of information, that means that skill of weather and climate predictions have tremendously improved in the last few decades. And that improvement has come primarily through better understanding of the atmosphere and its linkages with Earth and oceans, and also better observation systems, better technologies, and better modeling and data assimilation. And when I say better modeling, in order to process informations, we have to churn a very huge quantity of meteorological data, and therefore we need high power computing systems, and therefore the advancement in the computing system has also helped in improving the weather forecast. So also the capacity of the user has increased significantly in the recent past. And that has primarily come through increased awareness to act upon weather and climate information-based activities, and the value of evidence-based decision-making, greater capacity to access information, and greater capacity to use information in decision making. And also because in these days, there is a significant competition to cut the cost of production in any sector, be it industrial sector, agriculture sector. So that also is assisting, because when you do operations weather-wise, you definitely enhance the water use efficiency, energy use efficiency, or resource use efficiency. So the weather and climate information are very helpful in that. And so also there is a significant global consciousness which has built up because of the ongoing global change of what we call as climate change. Because of global warming, we are facing a lot of problems, including health aspects and food security aspects. And there is significant improvement in extreme weather events, including cyclones, thunderstorms, and floods, droughts, etc. And therefore, we need to respond to these weather aberrations to have a better livelihood. As I was mentioning, that this improvement in the weather forecast, which has primarily come through the enhanced understanding of Earth's atmosphere, better observing systems, better communicating systems, better analytical techniques. And when I say analytical techniques, it is all data handling processes, because we need to handle large number of data, and our capacity to analyze depends on to what extent we are able to handle these data. And we have also docketed the different dimensions of changing atmospheric conditions in numerical models, and that has been facilitated by faster computers, and we have skilled manpowers, and also the better information dissemination systems. Coming to observing weather, let me tell you two fundamental things. The observing weather is a very, very skilled job. You can't afford any error in meteorological observations, because error, if you are consuming erroneous data and feed into your model, the error propagates. And I always tell that weather forecasting, we say that is an initial value problem. At the point in time when you embark upon providing the forecast, you define the initial conditions, and at that point in time, when you define the initial conditions, that means you define the state of atmosphere three-dimensionally. And we know that if you have to predict weather for any location, the data of that location or around that location are not sufficient to make prediction. And as the time range increases, the data requirement also increases. So therefore, nowadays we are taking global data and to simulate the atmosphere. And we know that atmosphere is a three-dimensional entity, and therefore, when we simulate the atmosphere, you need observations at the surface, and then you need observations at different heights of the atmosphere. And so therefore, you have a horizontal and vertical grid. And currently, we are running models, numerical models, at around 12-kilometer horizontal grid resolution. And we slice the atmosphere in about 70 layers. So imagine a mesh around the Earth, wherein you have these many grid points, and you have to define value of all the meteorological parameters like temperature, humidity, wind speed, wind direction, pressure, etc., to define the atmosphere. So it's a very complicated thing. And also you know that the weather is greatly influenced, or atmosphere is constantly interacting with ocean as well as with the land. Basically, it is a triangle, and each entity is influencing the other two. And therefore, you also need to have a good amount of observations of Mother Earth system as well as oceanic observations. So therefore, we have to take large number of observations to define this initial state. And mind you, if you take observation once, you use it multiple times. Like, for example, in India, we have very old meteorological observing systems. We have, for certain observatories, we have data for last 200 years. But there are many observatories, we have data for more than 100 years. And therefore, it is very important not to commit any mistake, because if you commit mistake today, you will have to have its bad consequences for centuries to come. And so also, if you take observations, you apply it for variety of uses. For agriculture sector, it is a different meaning. For aviation, it is a different meaning. For health sector, it is different meaning, and so on and so forth. And in order to do that, we have a protocol of taking observations. You need to take observations at the same time if you need to define the atmosphere. And we call them as synoptic hours. So through the Charter of World Meteorological Organization, WMO, which is a specialized agency of United Nations, we have a very sound mechanism of international cooperation in entire spectrum of meteorological activities, starting from observations to modeling to information dissemination, application, etc. And we also have a very standardized SOP, standard operating procedures, to take observations, communicate observations, process these data, and into the forecasting system. So this is very important, that we have a very, very sound observing systems. Now, one observing system cannot help us. And we know that the observations can be taken only where we have populations, and you need to invest money in that. And 2/3 is covered by ocean. We have mountains, we have polar regions, and there are no observatories, or very limited number of observatories. So, and the observations are also very random. And so therefore you have surface observations, which are called as surface observations, and augmented by automatic weather stations. But at the same time, as you have to synthesize the vertically properties of the atmosphere, you need to take help of satellites and radars. This is very important. Mind you, the satellites and radars do not observe meteorological parameters. They observe certain spectral signatures, because every body emits radiation, which is depending upon the temperature of that body. We have, some of students must have heard about, read about radiation laws, and there is a law, Stephens-Boltzmann law, which says that every body emits radiation, which is directly linked to the temperature of the body. And I give an example, like the sun, whose temperature is 10,000 degree Kelvin, so that emits in shortwave radiation. And Earth, whose temperature is 273 degree Kelvin, emits in long wave radiation. And so therefore, the wavelength of radiation is also very important, and we take cognizance of all these observations and the processes which are related to observations through these kind of observations, which says satellite, radar, automatic weather stations, automatic rain gauges, surface observations, and upper air radio sonde. Dear children, you must have noticed that the meteorological departments release balloons, and attached to balloons are instruments which have sensors to record different meteorological parameters. And then there is a radio transmitter attached to that, which constantly gives signal which is received by the Earth stations, and they again decode those information into meteorological information. We also have a pilot balloon. Pilot balloon take the wind speed and wind directions at different heights. So also radiation is very important, because it is the radiation which is the basic fundamental cause for energy, and any change in weather is nothing but manifestation of energy. So because energy distribution takes place through winds, and so therefore it is pressure, temperature, wind, very critical, and rainfall is ultimately one of the product. For aviation, you need a different kind of observing systems, because aviation, dear children, maybe you are aware that no flight can take place without meteorological assistance. You have to provide meteorological information to the pilot on the airport of where the flight is launching, the route weather, and also the destination weather. Similarly, agrometeorological observatories, hydrometeorological observatories for floods, etc. It is very important, and also ozone has become, and aerosols have become very critical observing systems. And in order to take oceanic observations, we record observations through buoys and ships and also satellite. And so these are some of the examples of observing systems. As you can see that they are randomly distributed. You have to extrapolate these random observations to the designated grid points and synthesize the atmosphere. It's a very complicated job. And let me tell that India is currently having 3 geostationary satellites in the orbit. Dear children, you know that the satellites are of 2 types. One is geostationary and other is polar orbiting satellite. The geostationary satellites are placed at about height of about 36 to 37,000 kilometers around the equator. That they are put in the equatorial zone. And when the Earth rotates, these satellites also rotate with the same speed. And therefore, the area which they are monitoring is constantly under their purview. But the polar orbiting satellite is moving from pole to pole. And so since Earth is rotating in one direction, that is east-west motion, and the orbiting satellite is north-south motion, different areas of Earth come under the purview of satellite in different times. And in order to measure different spectral signatures, we have to monitor different wavelengths. And for that, we have different spectral, for spectral band monitoring, we have different cameras. If I call it in layman's language, on board. We call them as payloads. And we have in our inset, we have 6-channel imager, 19-channel sounder, which take the vertical profile of the atmosphere. And then once they record observations with certain periodicity, they communicate data to the ground stations. And we also have on our satellite-aided search and rescue transponders, primarily for people who are high on the oceans. And we are the only country we are the 6 countries in the globe who have that kind of advanced technology. And we have a consortium of group of countries who have the meteorological satellites. And we freely exchange not only satellite information, but all kind of meteorological observations globally. So therefore, in order to do that, we need to have a global data dissemination centers. And for that, World Meteorological Organization has a very specific programs, which is known as Global Information System. And there are different centers. In India, we have a center for Pune, and India is a regional meteorological telecommunication hub to cater to South Asia. This is one of the example. Like this is the New Delhi, and New Delhi is catering, and we have 6 regions, and there are different linkages. Like we have in Jeddah there, and all the UAE countries plus Kuwait, Bahrain, Doha, Abu Dhabi, Muscat, Sana, they take observations and give to Jeddah, then pass it on to Delhi, Tehran, Tashkent, and globally. And then there is a time frame in which we have to not only take observations are taken at the precise window, then they are done quality checks, then they are coded, and then they are transmitted. And when I receive the observations, I decode and analyze. So it's a very complicated observing and data communication system. And when I do the forecast for different temporal range, we run different types of models. For medium range weather forecast, which is 3 to 10 days, and that is very critical forecast, I must say. And for that, we are running currently running model which are at 12 kilometer horizontal grid resolutions. And not only that, we have we prepare a multi-model ensemble. That means different models, best information are compressed or analyzed in a form to generate the forecast for variety of users. And for short range, we have different models for nowcast, because it is also very important for dust storm and thunderstorm and hailstorm and extreme precipitation. We have different types of models, and these are kind of the bulletins. Smitaji, what is the time available to me?
30 minutes, Ji.
How much is left? Any idea?
Smitaji, please inform.
Another 10 more minutes.
Okay, good. So we prepare different weather forecast bulletins are prepared to cater to different requirements. Like you have all India weather bulletins, you have regional bulletins, you have state bulletins, you have district bulletin, you have block level bulletin. For cyclones, the game is entirely different, because there you need to provide the intensity of cyclone, in what direction it is moving, at what point in time it will have a landfall, where it will fall, at the time of landfall, what is the area which will be impacted, and at that point in time, what will be the speed of wind, what will be the rainfall scenario, accordingly, how much flood can be generated. And since also ocean is rough and it inundates larger area, coastal area, to what extent ocean will be inundating. And so they have a different ball game. So also aviation, because route weather is very critical. You must have faced a lot of turbulence while flying. That is required to be predicted, visibility required to be predicted, and the load which a machine can or aircraft can uplift depends upon temperature and wind speed. So you have to provide those kind of calculations. So it is very intricate game. For flood forecasting also, because you have to give precipitation, but precipitation rainfall alone is not the information which can meet the flood forecasting needs, because how the after rainfall on the ground, how that is going to channelize and going into the streams and further spread to inundate the low areas. All things need to be done for hydrometeorology forecast. For marine forecast, because we have fishermen going to oceans, and then large number of vessels which are plying into the oceans, you need to provide them information about impending threats of extreme weather events, including cyclone and roughness of the sea. And we need to provide the city forecast, because cities have a different manifestation. You might have noticed that certain parts of the city are more warmer than other. We have a city, the heat islands develop in the city, and which is influencing the city weather. And therefore, this again is a very intricate mechanism for tourists where they go to different destinations. Highway forecast, forecast for Arctic and Antarctic. We have our Indian bases there. And now we have embarked upon air quality forecast, because air quality has become a big threat to our health because of the pulmonary diseases and also the vector-borne diseases and so waterborne diseases and then the heat-related aspects. So these are different types of forecast, and we are now also able to generate forecasts for various seasons and the years because of better computing facility and better understanding of the atmosphere and its linkage to oceans. Now, coming to the cyclone forecast, I'll give an example that you need to give. These days, we have a capacity to predict cyclone even a week in advance, even more than that, rather pre-genesis. Conditions when they become congenial for development of cyclone, we are able to predict. And believe me, these days, no cyclone goes unnoticed. And not only that, the cyclone predictions are very accurate. Earlier, when there used to be cyclone, thousands of people used to die because of extreme weather events associated with cyclone, like storm surge, floods, winds, and so on and so forth. Now it's almost zero death. Whatever deaths are there because of flying debris and other kind of things. And for that, you need to give a very accurate forecast of its location and intensity, and its speed of movement and which direction it is moving. We call that track forecasting, intensity forecasting, time and point of landfall, and the associated weather. And also, not only that, now we are also gesticulating as to how much is the damage potential for different sectors. And so therefore, when we give the damage expected out of these extreme weather events, and suggest suitable actions, we are really saving lot of money and also lives and properties. And it is done in different steps. I won't go into the details, but just to give a glimpse of the coastal region, that when a cyclone hit the coast, the surge is generated. Children, you know that a lot of waves are generated when the cyclone hits, and these waves push water into the land. And if the land is plain, the few meters or at times few kilometers of the land is inundated. And then we need to therefore evacuate people and other their livestock. So these are all decisions we really assist different governments to take place. As I was mentioning, that there is a significant improvement in the skill of weather forecast. The percentage correctness of different parameters have increased. Probability of detection of extreme weather events have increased. And the false alarm rate has declined substantially. And particularly, as I was mentioning, that our cyclone forecasting has become really very, very valuable asset for the mankind. And also through the satellites and radars, we are able to better synthesize the atmosphere, and therefore even for those stations like Southern Hemisphere, we have all the oceans. We don't have many observatories, but now the skill of Southern, if you look the upper curve, it is for Northern Hemisphere, and the lower curve is for Southern Hemisphere. About 30 or 40 years ago, there used to be a vast difference between the skill of these forecasts, but now they are almost similar because of our better observing systems. So these are some of the services. I mentioned already aviation, agriculture. Agriculture, you know, we are playing a very critical role, and for different crops, they have different meteorological requirements, and for different intercultural operations, different information is required. And so we save the crops from extreme weather events and also take advantage of good weather in crop cultivation and also livestock cultivation. And then we are able to, just making use of weather and climate information, there is a significant saving, almost 10 to 15% saving, which can be accrued by the farmers. Shipping, transport, hydrology, power and energy. Again, this is a new area because now there is a focus more on green energy, solar energy and wind energy, which are again natural resources, and their prediction is very critical, and we are doing that. Health also has become a very, very important aspect, and we have launched many programs. We started heat action plan in association with various municipalities and state governments. And with the heat action plan, we are able to save a lot of lives and properties, and also the vector-borne diseases, waterborne diseases, airborne diseases because of the aerosol load. The pulmonary and respiratory diseases are on the increase, and therefore we are able to give as to what kind of guidance can be provided to various sectors, which I have listed here. For the brevity of time, I will not go into the detail, but equally important is defense, mountaineering, fishery, urban development, large number of sectors. I think I would be pleased to take questions rather than dwelling. And let me tell you that hydrometeorological informations, when you design large dams or smaller dams, you need to have a lot of rainfall statistics and determine as to what is the potential of different levels of rainfall, which can inundate areas. So flood forecasting or drought monitoring or the design of various large reservoirs, etc., is very critical. And so also agriculture I mentioned, and this is currently we have an end-to-end system, right from forecasting to information dissemination to farmers, and now about 25 million farmers are given SMS for the meteorological informations. So also marine, because it is not only the life-saving, the fish catch is also very critical, and fish catch is highly sensitive to the oceanic conditions, and which is linked to weather and oceans are coupled, and therefore we provide a lot of information as to the fishermen to guide them as to where is the potential fishing zone today, and they accordingly direct them to move to those places. Aviation I already mentioned. And so the salient features for improvement, as I mentioned, that we have very robust meteorological observing systems, starting from satellite to radar, automatic weather stations, automatic rain gauge, LIDARs, GPS sounding, etc., and drop-in sounding, unmanned aviation vehicles. And through that, we really synthesize in a better form our observing systems. Because if there are errors in the initial conditions, it propagates very fast. And in meteorological parlance, we say if there is large number of errors, you can't predict much for a longer time frame, because error propagate, and the capacity to predict is limited when the error X, if it is there in initial condition, it becomes 2X. Beyond which time you can't, the forecast has no value at all. So therefore, there is a great role of improved observations in minimizing this error. The data assimilation techniques have significantly improved. We are able to identify what is good data, what is bad data. Currently, in each process, we are processing 50 gigabytes of data each day. So you need huge computing power. And we in India have almost 8 petaflop of computing powers, which is almost in the first few countries who have the top computing powers deployed for weather forecasting. And in the research also, we have monsoon mission. And let me tell you that monsoon, in the monsoon region, India is the biggest country, and that the monsoon research globally is led by Indian scientists. And we have a program, Monsoon Mission. And so that really also helped us through different experiments we launched in different times, like monsoon experiment and Bay of Bengal experiments, to take intensive observations. And the improved modeling and better service delivery mechanism has led to a significant improvement in the meteorological services globally. But yet we have miles to go. we need to further sharpen our observing systems to further better define. Still, the error is a challenge to us. And so also, now the focus is we need to provide improved location-specific forecast. We are able to generate village level forecast, but village level forecast has very poor skill. Currently, the skillful forecast is only up to block level. So we have to really work harder to reach out to that goal. Also, to meet out the impact-based forecast, we have to also tell as to this temperature will be impacting this operation in this form. Like, for example, agriculture, different crops, how it is going to impact. And so also we have to have a seamless forecast. Currently, we have different models. For nowcast, it is different. For short range, different. For medium range, different. For extended range, different. For seasonal outlook, it is different. For climate forecast, it is different. But we have to work to generate, using the single forecast system, we prepare a seamless forecast from 0 time to a few months, and also have a better service delivery and information dissemination mechanism in place to serve the mankind in a better way than we are doing currently. Thank you very much. Thanks to SIF for giving me the opportunity to talk to you, and they are doing a great service. Mera pranam. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir. If there are any questions, I'm sure Dr. Ji will be ready to take it.
Smita ji, can I ask something?
Sure, please. Please go ahead.
Ratto ji, thank you very much for sharing the knowledge in something new sector for us. Thank you very much. It was wonderful. Sir, will you please explain the rain forecast and the clouds forecast? Because clouds are also required in this region for cloud seeding. So is there any difference between these two, or is it one and the same?
Basically, rain emanates from cloud. So before you embark upon rain forecast, you need to understand as to how the clouding mechanism is manifesting in time and space. And this is again different for different seasons. For example, monsoonal clouds are entirely different. They are covering vast areas, and they have large potential to do precipitation. And then you have different methods for handling those kind of systems. But probably what you mean is when you talk of cloud seeding, you are talking of semi-arid or arid regions where there are a lot of experiments being done to generate rainfall using artificial seeding of the clouds.
Yes, sir.
Basically, there are 3 dimensions, Rajiv ji, on this aspect. Number one, when you generate, yes, scientifically, if there is a cloud which has a good water vapor and good water content available in that, and you can put a certain material which can accentuate the condensation process. Basically, condensation can be accentuated or stimulated either by cooling the cloud or by putting hygroscopic nuclei. So what we do is we put hygroscopic nuclei like silver iodide, the silver bromide, and the cheapest is common salt, sodium chloride, any halide for that matter. When we spray into the atmosphere, it will, with the existing water vapor, it forms a small water droplet. And with collision, these droplets grow in size, and then when they mature, that means their weight increases and the gravity becomes stronger as a pull force, it falls down. So we need to understand as to what are different forces. But the second aspect is each cloud cannot be seeded, because you need to have a cloud which has a significant amount of water vapor, moisture available in that. Otherwise, it is uneconomic. It doesn't provide rainfall. And the third dimension to this is you seed the cloud at location X. cloud is moving constantly. It keep moving, go about 70, 80, 100 kilometers at different location and rain there. So therefore, and those people may not require rainfall. So there are, and you are moved to different country as well. So it has certain legal dimensions also.
Thank you, sir.
There is a question here from Ms. Neetu Abhilash. How long can a cyclone last?
Good question. A cyclone last, Neetu, will depend on many aspects. Primarily because cyclone forms on the ocean. To what extent it will have a time to remain on the ocean, that determine its life. And there is a trajectory of cyclone. It moves in certain defined directions depending upon the atmospheric and oceanic conditions. Let me tell you, if cyclone move onto the ocean where oceanic temperatures are lesser, it will decay. It doesn't reach to the coastline. We have seen many cyclones which form and then they decay on the ocean because they migrate onto the cold oceans. Because a cyclone, in order to sustain a regular, constant supply of energy, and a supply of energy source is from water, and water from the ocean. So also there is the atmospheric conditions. If it moves in an area which is not supporting the instability, that means if there is a instability, when I say there is a vertical movement from lower altitudes to higher altitudes. So therefore, the cloud formation takes place and then condensation takes place and bigger cloud grows. At the same time, there in the atmosphere, there are areas where there are descending zone. You see air which moves up because of the warming of the surface. And when it moves up, it has to spread thereafter at the top of atmosphere. And there again, it has to descend somewhere. You might have noticed that in both the hemisphere, the latitudes, mid-latitude, around 25, 30 degree north as well as south, we'll see the deserts. These deserts, because these are descending zones. So there are smaller descending zones on the oceans as well. So if cyclone moves there is a capping and it can't grow. So it depends on as to how long it can travel onto the ocean and what are the conditions, both oceanic as well as atmospheric, it is facing, which determine not only its life, but also its intensity and potential to cause the damage. Thank you. Good question.
I think Vijay Jadhav wants to ask a question.
Yes.
Please keep your camera on when you ask the question.
Namaste, Rathod ji. I have one question. Basically I'm belongs to Maharashtra state, and there is one problem of farmers. The farmers have cultivate the crops in the terms of grapes and pomegranates, and when they flourish the cultivation, and that time uneven time of rain comes, and all his crops are get destroyed. The health, because of the health of farmers, is any agriculture or weather forecasting helps to farmers to what the time of rain, uneven rains comes? Can you predict this type of rains? And we have to save these agriculture crops, and they save the lives also, because what they are cultivate with the type of money, and they lost the money also. Can you help in that?
Vijay ji, we have developed a system, and in Maharashtra we have 4 agricultural universities and a few of ICR institutions. So what we do is we have opened agro-meteorological field in all the districts of Maharashtra, which is called as district agro-meteorological units, which are located at Krishi Vigyan Kendra. And weather forecast is provided to KVK, and then subject matter specialists and scientists there, they determine as to how this weather is linked to different crops, because different crops at different phenological stages are influenced by weather in a different form. You have rightly mentioned that at certain time they need rain, at certain time they don't need rain. So it is a game of time. So at one point in time it is benevolent, other point it is malevolent. So therefore they have to not only give information to farmer, but also tell them as to this is likely you are impacted, this crop, and this is what you can do. So advisory is generated and disseminated to farmers through radio, television, print media, and SMS and websites, etc. This is a very robust system, and farmers are really taking very good care of their crops using this. But at the same time, there are certain extreme events like hail. You have to prepare yourself much in advance, because for fruit crops, you have to put hail net or what kind of. Otherwise, even if we predict that hail is likely, you can't do anything. But there are certain things like temperature prediction, like in grapes in Nasik, you mentioned, that in winter season, if the temperature goes beyond less than 4 degree plus, there is a significant damage caused to the grapes. So what we have done is not only that we predict this forecast, we give to farmers, we have also put the alarm in the grapeyards where if the temperature touches 4 degree, it raises alarm, and then farmers can burn or कचरा जला करके कुछ गर्म कर दे या और कई तरीके हैं. But important is, like, we assist in determining what kind of seed, when to sow, when to irrigate, when to apply pesticide and insecticide, because pest and disease also are highly weather sensitive, and their prediction is also to be given to the farmers, which is not only that we predict pest and disease, we have to also tell them as to what pesticide and when to spray, all kind of information.
Thank you, Dr. Ji.
Thank you, Dr. Sir. There are many more questions that are there in the chat box, but due to time constraints, we are unable to take all the questions, but we will definitely pass on all these questions to Dr. Sir and get you the answers offline. Thank you, children. Thank you, sir, for the inspiring words and, of course, the detailed presentation.
There is a small question. Is pressure change when it rains? No, it doesn't. Rain doesn't vitiate the pressure fields. Pressure field is determined by the temperature.
Okay.
And how the cyclones are formed, let me tell you. Cyclone formation, first condition is the ocean need to be warmer, and there is a threshold temperature that is about 26 degrees Celsius plus, and there has to be a motion which is called as we need to churn the clouds, and therefore the third thing is the instability. So these three things are preconditions for formation of the cyclone. Over. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Your passion for the subject is definitely visible here. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and the detailed presentation. I'm sure it has sparked many young minds here today to be led to the field of pure science. It now gives me immense pleasure in inviting Shri Narendra Bagdekarji for giving us a brief about the Shastra Pratibha contest and also to declare the Shastra Pratibhas and the excellence winners.
Hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Namaskar and good morning to everybody. Honorable Ambassador to UAE, Sri Pawanji Kapoor, distinguished guests in the meeting, respected principal and teachers, beloved students, and adorable members of Science India Forum family. Today we are assembled here to celebrate the success of Shastra Pratibha Contest 2020. The journey of Shastra Pratibha Contest 2020 was unique, full of ups and downs due to varied parameters compounded by the pandemic situation. We are happy to note that this journey has coming to an end on a very pleasant note. Shastra Pratibha contest, as we all are aware, is an overseas version of Vidyarthi Vigyan Manthan, propagated by Vigyan Bharati. When we say Manthan, we mean brainstorming. So this is not a contest we generally think of or talk about, but this is far beyond. Here, we identify students who have flair for research in pure and applied sciences. Once identified, we plan seminar, nowadays we call them webinar, and events and interaction for the young students to have a glimpse of the lives of a scientist. This includes visit to the reputed scientific and technology institution of India, but in today's situation, it is forbidden. Moreover, we take extra special efforts to awaken the national affinity of young students residing in this part of the world. We include in the syllabus a portion which exemplify India's rich heritage and scientific contribution. SIF UAE started conducting SPC contests way back in 2006 through pen and paper mechanism. With the advent of internet technology, SIF decided to migrate to digital platform in the year 2018. Migration journey was memorable with full of learning curves, and we can't move to celebration mode of SPC 2020 before expressing our gratefulness to Indian Embassy and Indian Consulate, who are always with us, CBSE and ICSE educational boards, Vigyan Bharati, VVM, Vidyarthi Vigyan Manthan, Namware Software Solutions, principals, teachers, and participating schools, and the students. Now, with this, we move over to the declaration of the result. Now, before that, I would like to state some salient features of Shastra Pratibha Contest 2020. This contest was administered through the web-based application. Entire contest starting from the registration to the payment to the examination. Contest was conducted in 3 stages this time, coined as elementary level, intermediate level, and the advanced level. This contest was open to all the students of grade 5 to grade 12 pursuing CBSE, ICSE, or any Indian state curriculum. Students were classified in 3 categories: sub-junior, which is grade 5 to 7, junior, grade 8 to 10th, and senior, grade 11 to 12th. The syllabus, as we have stated, was consisting of curriculum and SIF study material, emphasizing on India's contribution to sciences, along with the biographies of 2 Indian scientists, Sri Srinivas Ramanujan and Sri Meghna Saha. Now let's come to the numbers. This year, we got 3241 students who registered through the app. 1841 students confirmed their participations. If you look at the distributions, then girls were 45%, boys were 55%. If you look at the distribution category-wise, then sub-junior contributed almost 60%, junior category contributed 32%, and senior category contributed 8%. School participated. There are 94 schools across the UAE participated in this contest. Abu Dhabi alone, 25 schools, Dubai, 24, Sharjah, 22, Northern Emirates, 23. So we can see there's an equal distribution from across the 7 Emirates. Now, students qualified to intermediate level, the number was 804. Students qualified to advanced level, the number was 85. And then we finally selected Shastra Pratibhas, which are 16 in numbers. And as stated in the earlier, that though we are promised that we will take the 16 Shastra Pratibha to a reputed institution, but due to the current situation, it is forbidden. So what we have done is we have given and 3 months full access of Byju's to all the SP students. Further, we are going to have an interaction with the scientists on a face-to-face basis, and definitely we will conduct many more programs for all the students who participated in SPC 2020. Now we move to the results. Now, as we all are aware that we conducted this exam or contests in 3 stages. First, the student who just participated, they got a certificate of appreciation. Those who moved to the next level, they got a certificate of merit. Those who moved to the last level, which is the advanced level, they got a certificate of excellence. And those 2 bright students selected from this list were the SPs for the year 2020. So now I'll start with the grade 5 and announce the students who are into the excellence grade. Abhigyan Anand, James United Indian School, Abu Dhabi. Adi Jeevan, Bright Rider School, Abu Dhabi. Anna Elizabeth, James United Indian School, Abu Dhabi. Sai Dinesh, Dunes International, Abu Dhabi. Amy Paul, Amred School, Dubai. Rishit Jamwal, James Our Own Indian School, Dubai. Vagya Vinod Menon, Leader Private School, Sharjah. Adinath Dinesh, Indian School, Rasal Khema. Asha Rachel Sonu, Indian Public School, Rasal Khema. Congratulations, all of you. Now we move to the Shastra Pratibhas for the grade 5. Congratulations, Sutirtha Pratibhan, grade 5 of Delhi Private School, Sharjah. Congratulations, Sutirtha. Next Shastra Pratibha for the grade 5 is Sajini Vardharajan, James United Indian School, Abu Dhabi. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Now we move to the grade 6. These are the excellence grade. Arush Sunil Kumar, Private International English School, Abu Dhabi. Advais Vikas, Al-Sad Indian School, Alain. Nivet Shivadas, the Indian High School, Dubai. Kritin Gupta, JSA International School, Dubai. Ivan Eliza Vinoj, Sharjah Indian School Girls, Sharjah. Ken Varghese, Sharjah Indian School Boys, Sharjah. Aaron Dias, Our Own English High School, Fujairah. Charulata Balaji, Our Own English High School, Fujairah. Congratulations, students. Now let's move to
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. So the first SP for the grade 6 is Aditya Ram, Bilwa Indian School, Dubai. The second SP for the grade 6 is Vaishnav Venugopalan, Leader Private School, Sharjah. Congratulations, Vaishnav. Now we move to the grade 7. This is a list of excellence students. Anusmita Khatua, Abu Dhabi Indian School, Abu Dhabi. Albin Patrick, Abu Dhabi Indian School, Branch 1, Abu Dhabi. Alfie Jason John, Dunes International, Abu Dhabi. Vayun Tandon, James Modern Academy, Dubai. Adit Nair Sajiv, Our Own High School, Al Warka, Dubai. Arush Shetty, Our High School, Al Warka, Dubai. Kavita Jaykrishnan, JSS International School, Dubai. Sripad Manabhan Vimal Kumar, very difficult to spell, sorry for that. Our Own English High School Boys, Sharjah. Arun Rajendra Rathod, Delhi Private School, Sharjah. Congratulations, young minds.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now here are the SPs of grade 7. Kevin Sarvana Bhavan, Delhi Private School, Dubai. Congratulations, Kevin.
Thank you, sir.
Next SP for the grade 7 is Sambudh Pal, grade 7, Abu Dhabi Indian School, Branch 1, Abu Dhabi. Congratulations, Sambudh.
Thank you, sir.
Now we move to the grade 8, Certificate of Excellence. Bhavya Harje, Bright Rider School, Abu Dhabi. Anika Prashobh, Abu Dhabi Indian School, Branch 1, Abu Dhabi. Manav Doshi, Bright Rider School, Abu Dhabi. Aman, James Our Own Indian High School, Dubai. Shivapriya Raghunathan, James Our Own Indian School, Dubai. Vishnu Prasad, Delhi Private School, Dubai. Aparjita Ramamurli, James Millennium School, Sharjah. Irene Biju, Sharjah Indian School Girls, Sharjah. Arman Avinash Nair, Scholars Indian School, Ras Al Khaimah. Congratulations, every one of you. Now here are the Shastra Pratibhas of grade 8. Pranav Shettigar, Bright Rider School, Abu Dhabi. Congratulations, Pranav.
Yes, sir.
Alan Dev, Dave Anuj, the Indian High School, Dubai. Congratulations, Alan.
Thank you, sir.
Now we move to the grade 9. Amoga Saluja, Bright Rider School, Abu Dhabi. Ritik Menon, James United Indian School, Abu Dhabi. Parvati Nair, Abu Dhabi Indian School, Branch 1, Abu Dhabi. Shreya Epsilal, St. Joseph School, Abu Dhabi. Sanjay Menon, Our Own English High School, Alain. Parvati Vikas, Alain Junior School, Alain. Alan Anil, Delhi Private School, Taja. Congratulations, every one of you. Now here are the SPC, Shastra Pratibhas for the grade 9. Helen Jose, Sunrise English Private School, Abu Dhabi. Congratulations, Helen.
Thank you, sir.
Second Shastra Pratibha, grade 9 is Abhinav Krishna Binoy, the Millennium School, Dubai.
Thank you,
Abhinav,
sir.
congratulations. Now we move to the grade 10. Excellence performers. Abel George, James United Indian School, Abu Dhabi. Alok Ratish, Sunrise English Private School, Abu Dhabi. Siddhanta Sushil, Abu Dhabi Indian School, Branch 1, Abu Dhabi. Srijan Pal, Delhi Private School, Dubai. Fida Rashid, New Indian Model School, Dubai. Surujan Bhirud, the Indian High School, Dubai. Divya Prakash, Leader Private School, Sharjah. Sriram Radhakrishnan, Leader Private School, Sharjah. Siddhartha, Leader Private School, Sharjah. Diya Ghosh, Indian Public High School, Ras Al Khaimah. Govind Rajesh, Indian High School, Ras Al Khaimah. Sivapriya Madhupillai, Our Own English High School, Fujairah. Congratulations. Now here are the winners of Shastra Pratibha. Siddhartha Suresh from Abu Dhabi Indian School, Abu Dhabi. Congratulations, Siddharth.
Thank you, sir.
The next Shastra Pratibha for the grade 10 is Shubham Roy, the Indian High School, Dubai. Shubham, congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Now we move to the next grade, which is grade 11, senior category. Bhavish Palagiri, Abu Dhabi Indian School, Abu Dhabi. Lashmi Vikas, Alain Junior School, Alain. Mitri Murli Kannan, the Millennium School, Dubai. Hajra Namaz, the New Indian Model School, Dubai. Keyur Shirsagar, Delhi Private School, Dubai. Shubhankar Ghosh, Our Own English High School, Boys, Sharjah. Swetha Anil Kumar Nair, Sharjah Indian School, Girls, Sharjah. Alana Matthew, Sharjah Indian School, Girls, Sharjah. Congratulations, all the students. Now here are the Shastra Pratibhas of the grade 11. Madiha Ahmad, Our Own English High School, Girl, Sharjah. Congratulations, Madiha.
Thank you, sir.
And next is Sudipti Chandran, Sharjah Indian School, Girl, Sharjah. Congratulations, Sudipti.
Thank you, sir.
Now we move to the last grade, which is the grade 12. And here are the excellence performer. Emilian Samuel, Bright Rider School, Abu Dhabi. Ahmad Akif, New Indian Model School, Dubai. Adil Abdul Khader, Crescent English High School, Dubai. Fawaz Muhammad, in New Indian Model School, Dubai. Parvati Pradeep, Sharjah Indian School, Girls, Sharjah. Om Girish Kanta Gupta, our own English High School boys, Sharjah. Krishna Venkatesh, Modern Indian School, Dibba, Fujairah. Now we come to the last grade, Shastra Pratibhas, grade 12, Shravan Krishnan, Abu Dhabi Indian School, Abu Dhabi. Congratulations, Shravan.
Thank you, sir.
The last Shastra Pratibha of grade 12 is Anurad Nair, Indian High School, Dubai.
Thank you, sir.
Anuradha, congratulations to you. So with this, we declare that the results are over. Hearty congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bagdekarji, and congratulations to all the winners of the Shastra Pratibha Contest 2020. Let's give them all a big round of applause. And I would like to request all our winners to please stay back for an online photo session with our esteemed guests. And please do adjust your cameras in such a way that your face is visible, because we do not want to miss you in the photograph.
Ma'am, the only Shastra Pratibhas are to stand back, or all the other people who got to the level 3?
The Shastra Pratibhas. Any of our Shastra Pratibhas would like to say a few words? Maybe the first time Shastra Pratibha? Sajini, you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Good morning, ma'am, and my dear friends. My name is Sajni. This Shastra Pratibha 2020 was very, very excellent. The materials, the study materials and the online materials were really informative, and I learned a lot about how India had developed in ancient times itself in science and mathematics. I salute all our scientists who have made contribution to the field of science and mathematics. Thank you.
Thank you, Sajini, and congratulations to you. Hope to see you getting more Shastra Pratibhas as well in the future years.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, can I say a few words?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Good morning, everybody present here. My name is Aditya Ram, and this is the first time I've won the title of Shastra Pratibha. I had even participated last year, but I could not win the last round. But this is the second time I tried, and I won at last. The resources, the study materials provided were very informative and would be a resource for us to study. It was very informative too. Thank you to everyone present here.
Thank you, and congratulations to you once again. I think we've got one or two others who have raised hands. Yeah, Sudhit, you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to everyone present here. I'm Sudhit Pathavan, studying grade 6 currently. This is the first time I'm winning Shastra Pratibha, and it has been a really great experience. I had the chance and opportunity to learn about a lot of scientists who have inspired me and their contribution to the field of science. And I also hope I participate in the future contests and events. Stay safe and thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations to you once again. Anyone else wants to say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So hello everybody here. My name is Kevin and I'm currently in grade 8. I have won the Shastra Pratibha of grade 7, and this year the study material was great and very informative. It was a great experience to me and I got a chance to learn a lot. The exam was also conducted very well, and I must convey my heartfelt thanks to SPC and whoever made this possible. Thank you.
Can I say?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So first of all, good morning to everyone present here. So the Shastra Pratibha contest has actually provided me with a lot of knowledge, and I've come to know about a lot of contributions of India in the fields of science and mathematics and many other fields. The study material has provided me a lot of knowledge, and I would also like to thank my parents, teachers, and mentors who had supported me and provided me the knowledge. Thank you to everyone present here.
Congrats once again to you, Shubham.
Thank you.
Mitaji, there is a question there whether we are having the Shastra Pratibha this year. You could answer that.
Yes, we will definitely be having the Shastra Pratibha this year as well, and the information about the contest will be communicated to the schools. Looking forward to having all of you join in this year as well.
And hope you encourage your friends to join in because it's an online contest. And we hope to have a larger participation this year.
Ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, will there be any virtual tour this year?
There is no virtual tour, but we can definitely arrange a few other programs, and we'll keep you all informed so that you can definitely participate.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, can I say a few words as well?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. I'm Madiha Ahmed, and this year I won the Shastra Pratibha title for the third time in a row. And it has been such a great honor, and it's been an amazing experience. And every year I've learned more and more about the contributions of the Indian scientists toward India as well as the world. And I thank SPC for giving me this great opportunity to learn more and more about this subject. And it has increased my interest in science and has motivated me to take this subject in the future. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Madiha, and congratulations to you once again.
Thanks, ma'am.
I think we are all set for the photo session now. Tulsi ji?
Yeah, just give me about 1 minute maximum.
Okay.
All Shastra Pratibhas, let me repeat once again that due to the current pandemic situation, travel is forbidden. So we may not have the tour as we take every year, but we have arranged the 3 months full access of Byju's to all the SP. And as said earlier, we'll be conducting many face-to-face interaction with the scientists, and we'll have more wonderful programs in years to come. And the new announcement for the SPC 2021 will be done very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Narendra ji. Is there any school principal or a coordinator or a parent who would like to say a few words?
Smita ji, can you hear me?
Yes.
Just one thing, Narendra ji, face to face virtually, right? Narendra ji?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So once again, is there any a school principal or a coordinator or a parent who would like to say a few words about the contest?
Good morning. I'm Dr. Rishi, Principal, Bright Rider School.
Good morning, sir.
It was really a nice session, and I was listening to Dr. Rathore also. I think that he has tried his level best to give a lot of insight to all the young minds. And definitely with his efforts, I hope all the young minds get ignited today. And very soon we can see some of the scientists are coming from this forum also. I congratulate Shastra Pratibha team to arrange this session. My best wishes to Shastra Pratibha. In this pandemic also, it was a nice idea to have this session. My congratulations to each one of you, and hope that next year let it be in a better way and much improved way. Although you people are trying your best to improve every year, but as we know, when science is there, so sky is the limit. So we cannot say that we have finished doing the best. The best is still to come. So my best wishes to entire team. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rishi. Thanks for your kind words. Tulsi ji, if you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost. Let's proceed with this.
Okay.
Okay, Narendra ji, there is a question. Can you please let us know when we can receive the original certificate?
Harish ji, please take the photographs now. Narendra ji, please have a look at the entire order. Maybe I might have missed because the numbers are very high.
Okay.
If all have been covered, I think Apka ji will not be able to join us. Anyone else to be added, please let me know. We can take a photograph. One photograph is over. Harish ji, please continue to take photographs.
Okay. Meanwhile, can I answer that query?
Please.
Okay. Now, all the certificates up to level 2 are available online. So you can join, you can log into the application with your ID and the password. The Shastra Pratibha certificates will be duly delivered in due course of time. We'll call you individually through your facilitators or directly by the Science India Forum. So be assured you will have the hard copies of the certificate. Thank you, students.
Very.
It's over.
The session is completed.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tulsi ji. And once again, congratulations to all the winners of the Shastra Pratibha Contest 2020. It's now time to move on to the vote of thanks. I would like to request Sri Sudhir Balakrishnan ji, Joint Secretary of Science India Forum UAE, to please deliver the vote of thanks.
Namaste. Good morning. Hearty congratulations to all the Shastra Pratibhas and the students participated for this Shastra Pratibha contest. What an awe-inspiring words we had from Sri Jain Sahasrabuddhe, Dr. Lakshmi Rathore, and inspiring words from our ambassador, His Excellency Pawan Kumar. Respected President of UAE chapter, Dr. Satish Krishnanji, Dr. Subhashi, SIF GCC coordinator Sri Apkaji, respected principals from our privileged schools of UAE, leaders from 7 Emirates Science India Forum chapters, and the members. Media, members from the media, thank you all for the wonderful support extended to the Science India Forum UAE chapter for conducting this flagship program of Science India Forum in a better way, in a wonderful way, which speaks out the intention of Science India Forum to be the leaders of science and mathematics in the fields. So we wish you all a wonderful journey throughout. On behalf of, as the Science India Forum UAE, on behalf of SIF UAE, we thank each one of to participate in this August assembly. Last but the most, we need to express our special thanks, sincere thanks to our own Narendra Bhagdikar for spearheading this contest in a better manner. It is truly a tough journey to complete. So thank you, Narendra ji, and last, Smita ji, the wonderful function. Wish you all the very best students, my dear Shastra Pratibhas and all the participants. Thank you once again.
Thank you Sudhir ji. And that winds up today's wonderful session. We once again thank all the guests, parents, school coordinators, children, and those who have gathered here for supporting us. Stay safe, stay healthy, and wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We can close. Narendra ji, we can end the session.
All the students can do, I think. Do we have anything, Subhash ji?
Subhash ji.
I don't think so. I think we are done. Students can leave.
No, it's only 20 people.
तो नरेंद्र जी अभी आराम का श्वास लीजिए आप
दीर्घ श्वास
दीर्घ श्वास लीजिए बस हो गया
दीर्घ उश्वास
Special congratulations to you.
दीर्घ उश्वास लूंगा अभी दीर्घ उश्वास 2 years journey has come to an end.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Photos are being shared in the SIF EC group already.
Yeah.
We have to give it to the students also, right?
Yes.
We'll have to do some modification there.
Okay. Maybe all the grade coordinators can then WhatsApp them, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So nice. So it's a great
Overall, yeah.
Take a photo
Overall,
of
the
SIF
function was
team also, Tulasi ji.
Pardon me, Shashat, I couldn't hear you.
And take a group photo of SIF team also.
Definitely, I'm taking already.
But we don't get to know is it clicked or not clicked.
You should say smile or cheese.
Exactly.
Natural.
You know, Tulsi ji, I was smiling. I thought you will show the photo. You will take it.
Good one. I like that.
Subhash ji, one suggestion, Subhash ji. This background, no, it is too dark. My laptop is not accepting it.
I understand. Only bright things come in the front. You know, we are all not so bright.
So the background should be white again onwards.
Yeah.
Actually, I would request all the cameras to be switched on so that good photograph can be taken.
Till the end, my background did not change at all.
No.
No, because I saw it's a black background, I wore a brighter color sari and came so that at least I am looking. But nothing changed.
Neetu Abhilash ji, could you just switch on your camera? Subrata Saha.
SPC UAE coordinator. Who is this?
Narendra ji.
Yeah, I logged in twice.
Subrata Saha, could you please switch on your camera?
Satish Babu.
Okay, everyone smile. Subhash ji. Rajeta.
Yes.
I can't keep smiling so long.
How long you have to smile?
Yeah, that's a practice, you know. Thank you so much. Photographs are coming up in the group.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right then. So
Done. Ratish Babuji, you just switched on right now. Please hold on.
You can change the orientation of the frame. No? Right to left, left to right.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tulsi ji.
Yes.
I missed you, I said.
Ayyo.
Now you can say, Sudhir ji.
No. Yeah. Overall, it was a wonderful function. It was really good.
Okay.
This is not the end. This is the beginning of the next.
Correct.
Sajid ji has joined little tilted, but it's okay. We can make him all right. Yes.
Yes.
Abkaji is missing, no?
Abkaji has some fire emergency in the building, I think. So
really?
Yeah. I mean, there was some alarm, so he left the house.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect, Sajid ji. Just be motionless so that I can just take a pick up.
And where is Mohanji?
Mohanji, I didn't see him today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Srinath had joined.
Exceptional.
Everybody ready? Just taking a snap once again. Yeah.
Subhashi, be ready. Huh? Mohanji is not there.
Okay, taking up. Wonderful.
क्या बोल रहा था नरेंद्र जी?
That Mohanji is not there means responsibility tripled.
क्या responsibility है? अभी हो गया, अभी क्या है?
Whole of a year.
Yeah. ठीक है, चलो.
जी.
Or Dr. Ji is not in this snapshot.
Yeah. He's missing.
He left, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Chalo.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Namaste, everyone.
Sudhir Ji, thank you so much.
Ji, thank you.
Thank you.
everyone. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.